Hi everyone, sorry it's been a little bit since the last video. I definitely do have lots to talk about from the last few months. But today I figured I'd do a simple video just about the binders. I had spoken about them briefly when I did the video about needing to detox as your first step. And I realized it can be kind of hard to know where to start. I wanted to show you some of the binders that I've been using and what I've experienced with them. And maybe that'll help you in finding a starting point. So the first thing that I started with was charcoal. I got this one at Whole Foods. It's an activated charcoal powder. So the first thing that I started out with was charcoal. I got this one at Whole Foods. It's an activated charcoal powder. It is inexpensive and very effective. As I have tried other products, I find myself always coming back to charcoal periodically because in my case, I do find it to be very powerful. I've had this particular one for probably 8 months and I'm still only like halfway through. So if you're on a budget, this might be a good place to start. You'll notice that the one that I'm using is made from coconuts. There is charcoal powder made from other things, so if coconuts are a problem for you, then you might consider charcoal made from something else. I do find that it can cause constipation, so you might start with less than the recommended dose. I find that I rarely need more than 1 scoop. And then always make sure to stay hydrated. And I'll also show you something else that you might take if you find that constipation becomes a problem. The next one that I tried was Pectasol, modified citrus pectin. The reason I started using this one is because it is particularly effective for mold, and I suspected mold being one of my issues. It does say that the recommended dosing is 6 capsules. I've never gone that high, so I don't know what the effects are at that amount. I usually take 1 or 2 capsules, and I have found it to be very gentle, and it did not cause any side effects for me. It is kind of pricey though, so it might not be the starting point. The next thing I tried was Toxaprevent MediPure. They have a few different products, so it's the MediPure one. And this is zeolite, and on the back it says this is a natural medical device to strengthen the intestinal barrier. So not only is it a binder, but it's also helping rebuild your intestinal barrier. This particular one is in capsule form, the pills. And I found this one to be similar to the charcoal in the effects. I do kind of cycle it in periodically as well. This one does also cause me constipation, especially if I take more than 1 capsule. And so again, I want to make sure to stay hydrated, and I might also use something to help things move along. So I'm going to show you that. So this is not a binder. It is called Oxy Powder by Global Healing, I believe. It is Oxy Powder, and it is a form of magnesium, ozonated magnesium, along with a little bit of citric acid. On this one, the serving size is 4 capsules. I hardly ever take more than 2. And I find that that is sufficient for me to get things moving if I am getting constipated from the other binders. But for people with more persistent constipation, then you might need to try the full dose. I did forget to mention that the Toxaprevent is somewhat pricey for the box. I believe I paid about $80, but you do get 180 capsules. So per capsule, it's not too bad. The rest of the items that I'm going to show you have not caused any side effects for me. A lot of these are CellCore products. CellCore does make a lot of products for metabolic function as well as parasite cleansing, but I'm just going to show some binders today. So the starting point is usually the Biotoxin Binder. I believe it was around 50 something, and it comes with 120 capsules. This one is a humic and fulvic acid. It also has broccoli sprout extract and yucca root. I found this one to be very mild. I did not have any side effects from taking it. From what I have researched, one of the differences between taking something like this versus, for example, the Toxaprevent does specifically mention in their information that this is made to stay and work only in the gut. Whereas the Biotoxin Binder, their information indicates that this works systemically, so it can also work outside of the gut. Now, the Biotoxin Binder is the starting point, like I mentioned, with the CellCore binders. The next one up from Biotoxin Binder that is similar to that one would be the Carboxy. And so because I'm almost out of the Biotoxin Binder, I'm moving on to this one. This one is not in capsule form. This is a scoop. So you can take a little more or a little less based on what you need. I have not noticed any side effects from this one either. This one seems to be a little bit more of a fine powder in comparison with the Biotoxin Binder. The second binder I had tried from CellCore is this ViRadChem binder. And as the name indicates, this one has a little bit more of an affinity for chemicals. This one is not just the humic and fulvic acid. It also has a long list of herbal extracts that are included with it. There is a chart that talks a little bit more about what the different binders are most effective for. So I'll try to add a link to that as well. The last thing that I'm going to show you is not a CellCore product. It is molybdenum. I don't know how my cap got so dirty, so sorry about that. And I got this one from Seeking Health. This one is particularly helpful for sulfur metabolism. So if you know you have some issues with that, then this could be beneficial for you. As usual, I do have to mention that I am not a physician. I'm not a doctor. So you do have to do your own research. And especially if you're taking medications, then you do need to exercise some care with binders because it can affect the medication's availability in your body. So always consult with your doctor before you start new supplements. There will be a blog post with this information which will link directly to the products. Let me know if you have any questions.